I didn't date you for your money. I fell in love with your heart.
Well, then just sign the prenup and let this love story begin.
Love stories don't begin with prenups.
This one does.
Women don't need men for money.
Oh.
Statistics show single women own more houses than single men.
Yeah, from divorce.
They say it's love, but freeze the moment contracts come up. They say forever, but demand full access to what they didn't build. In this video, you'll see women melting down over the simple idea of a prenup and unintentionally revealing who they really are once money enters the conversation.
You're really not gonna sign a prenup?
No, I'm not signing no prenup. What you got is what I got.
Okay, but I don't understand, why would you not want to sign? Basically, our love is real.
Your money is my money. Simple as that.
Okay, why are we going straight to the money? It don't have any. All I'm doing is my lawyers are telling me that I have to protect myself, and it's not from you, but it's just
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Everything that you bring in the house, is mine too.
Nah, cause I mean, what did you come with? What did you come with that you deserve to think you just don't like? Like, this is for our own protection. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care what you say. It's my money too. Simple as that.
But see, the lawyer said that's what you was gonna do though. They were saying you was not.
No, he didn't.
So what's the point of you not signing the prenup?
The money that you bring home is mine too. Simple as that. End of conversation.
That's crazy. So I guess there ain't gonna be no wedding then.
Whatever. It's gonna be a wedding.
It starts off wrong in tone. Your money is my money, simple as that. That's not love, that's possession. When the guy says, my lawyers told me I need to protect myself, she shuts it down with, I don't want to hear that. Translation, I don't want boundaries. I don't want an adult conversation. Real love isn't afraid of contracts. It's afraid of injustice. If she built nothing before and demands everything after, the prenup becomes a character test. Marriage is partnership, not confiscation. When the answer is end the conversation, the message is clear. Dialogue only exists when it benefits her.
My last relationship, we broke up because he asked me to marry him, but then he asked me to sign a prenuptial agreement. And I said, absolutely not. I think that's bogus. I'm not going to sign a piece of paper that says that if you leave me, I get nothing. Like, no, I think that I should have half of everything that you've worked your entire life for. And I think that's fair.
And this is why I say find a woman while you broke. And according to the modern woman, $75K a year can't even buy groceries. Prenups only reduce the damage from women that use rich men as a retirement plan. This level 1 gold digger fell for the okie doke, because if she was a level 99 gold digger, then she would know that if her fiance didn't pay for her lawyer, she could argue she was under duress during the signing of the prenuptial agreement. That lawyer would have also informed her of something called a postnuptial agreement, that if not signed would have entitled her to any assets that he acquired during that marriage. Tyrese is a cautionary tale of having one of the most solid prenups but marrying a level 99 chameleon like Samantha Lee. Samantha Lee makes manosphere content like this and living lit as Tyrese owes over $600,000 to that chick. So what's the riz to protect your grip after she done had your kid? Chameleons exist and they bait and switch on men that try to find love after they rich.
This one is even more blatant. I should have half of everything you worked your entire life for. No shame at all. It's not what we built together, it's what he built alone. And she still calls the agreement bogus. Look at the logic. If he leaves, she wants everything. If she leaves, she still wants everything. Where does responsibility come in? Where does merit come in? Love doesn't automatically give you rights to someone else's past. Half of what was built together? Fair. Inheriting effort you never lived? That's not romance. That's well-packaged self-interest.
Where they're located and whose name they're in. If she would have done that, she would have known from the beginning he has nothing in his name. Step 2, I want you to have a provision in your prenup that requires you to get paid out for every year that you are sitting at home taking care of the family and taking care of the kids. Have a payout clause for every child you bring into this world. And you might be thinking, oh, you're not doing a big job by bringing a child into this world. It's your duty. Shut up. Okay? Shut up.
So you want to get paid to both watch kids and have them. One, most couples who are making mid to high six figures, I'm talking 300,000 and up, are not watching the kids themselves. Usually they have a nanny to do that. Two, if a guy's going to pay you to have his kids, he could just go get a surrogate. Period. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't good women who are in relationships that are being taken advantage of financially because of the man, and that could be true. But this isn't that case. You're upset because she chose to leave because she was unhappy and he's getting half her stuff?
When we got married, I was the girl that was like, I'm not signing a prenup
because I'm marrying you till death do us part. I come from a legacy of women who stand by their men no matter what, so you don't have to worry about me. And I'm not signing a prenup, because to me, contracts are real. So if you're writing a if this happens, you're basically saying that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so I see how now in hindsight, I am such an advocate of prenups, because marriage at the end of the day is a business. Because at the end of the day, we are all individual souls. Let's stop with the literalness that something is going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever. So even I heard this once, that even marriages where the two people are married forever, that marriage is going to look 3 to 5 different ways over time.
At least here, there's honesty in hindsight. She used to say, till death do us part, and contracts attract divorce, but later admits marriage changes, people change, life changes. That's late maturity, but still maturity. The mistake was confusing faith with denial of reality. A prenup doesn't cause divorce any more than a seatbelt causes accidents. It simply acknowledges that adults plan for worst-case scenarios to protect what they built. Love without responsibility becomes a gamble, and marriage isn't an emotional casino where someone always walks away broke.
If you're a successful man and your girl does not want to sign a prenup, that is a walking red flag. And I feel like I can confidently say that because that's literally the situation I'm in right now. My fiance and his brothers have grown several 8-figure businesses, very successful. And when we had these conversations about marriage, prenups obviously got brought up, and I took zero offense to it because, one, I did not help you in any way, shape, or form grow these businesses. So personally, I don't think I'm entitled to anything if they scale and sell or what have you. 2, every single female that marries into this family has to sign a prenup. So I'm not anything special, or they're not like targeting me or anything. It's just the way things work in that family. With that said, my man is a very fair and morally right person and wants to make sure I feel 100% comfortable signing these papers. So he offered to pay for me to hire a lawyer to go over everything, as well as add in clauses that I deem fit. For me, I don't necessarily care about like that monetary thing. I just want to make sure that, if God forbid something were to happen, my kids are taken care of. And I just don't know what clause that would be or like how to word that in a prenup. So if you're a lawyer or if you're a girly that has been in my situation and have any sort of advice, please tap in, because I literally would just sign and be like, okay, love is eternal.
Okay, so y'all, Steven Jackson, the NBA star who dumped his fiance at the altar and went to party after she refused to sign prenuptial agreement in case of a divorce. Retired NBA star Steven Jackson didn't go ahead with his marriage to his fiancée Imani Showalter after she refused to sign a prenuptial agreement. Was he right? Was he wrong? Was she alimony bound? Now, Steven, you are petty, because why would you wait all the way to the altar to be like, I'm going to party. I'm going to kick it with my boys. I'm not marrying you. Like, you couldn't get her to sign it before the wedding? See, I have questions. Like, did y'all put a lot of money into this wedding? Did y'all, was it a small wedding? Was there something about her that made you be like, nah, she signed this prenup? Did you see gold diggeristic things about her? You know, like she was going to skip off into the sunset with your coins. I need to know. And then she probably thinking like, no, we together forever, ninja. So I don't want to sign a prenup, because why? You know, you're not believing in us. It's indicating you've given up on the marriage before it started. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she thought that way. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this signing of the prenuptial, or not signing, I should say, and him just going, you know, waiting to the day of the wedding and going to kick it with his boys. I'm assuming his boys, or maybe, I don't know. But y'all let me know.
Here, her criticism is about timing, not principle. Why wait until the altar? Fair question. But she herself raises the key issue. Did you see gold digger behavior? Exactly. A man who waits until the last second usually saw red flags and tried to ignore them. When the refusal comes, it confirms everything. Canceling a wedding hurts, but marrying the wrong person costs decades. And yes, better to drink with your boys than toast a contract that starts with pressure. A prenup isn't lack of faith, it's a filter. People who truly love you don't get offended, they talk.
This might be a little controversial, but I would not have married my husband if he made me sign a prenup. And I know I'm going to have a lot of people calling me a gold digger. Trust me, I am far from that. My husband and I, we are actually in love. We've been married for almost 15 years. We have 3 beautiful children. And I also make my own money. It was actually my husband who taught me how to become my own successful, independent woman, how to get my own bag, because I believe that's what real men do. They want their woman to be the best version of themselves. And he did just that for me. But my own personal reason as to why I would never sign a prenup is because I feel like I'm ultimately jinxing my marriage at that point. Because what do you mean? We are talking about, we are planning, we are anticipating, we are getting our attorneys involved about this future divorce before even walking down the aisle. That just doesn't sit right with me. At that point, I would rather just not get married. Let's just be in a relationship. For most of my life, I didn't even want to get married because, childhood trauma. So if we're going to get married, if you are going to be my husband, if I am your wife, it is for life. Okay, you are stuck with me, not only in this lifetime, but probably in many lifetimes afterwards, because I'm psycho like that. My husband didn't even bring up the idea of a prenup when we got married. And while he's not as successful as he is today, he still owned his own business and he was still doing far better than most 28-year-olds. And here I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. So the fact that he didn't even bring it up to me, not once, it actually made me love him even more because it showed me that we have the same morals and values when it comes to a marriage, when it comes to what being a husband and wife actually is. This is my own personal opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm not saying that at all. I could be completely wrong and I'm okay with that. But if you are one of the women who actually did sign a prenup, I would love to know your reasons why and how you weren't offended by that.
This one sounds more polished, but falls into the same trap. Confusing emotion with structure. I feel like I'm jinxing my marriage. No, you're avoiding discomfort. She got lucky. Good husband, solid character, growth together. But turning an exception into a rule is dangerous. Not every man is her husband and not every story ends well. Saying, I'd rather not get married, if there's a prenup, really means I only accept commitment without protection. That's not proof of love. That's a high stakes gamble with someone else's money.
Did you hear about the man who's considering calling off his whole wedding because his fiancée refuses to sign a prenup after he found out that she has massive credit card debt? So this middle-aged man is meant to be marrying his fiancée in a few months. They've been together for 3 years and engaged for 1. And for most of that time, he genuinely believed they were on the same page about their life values and most importantly, honesty. Now, for background, he's worked really hard to build a stable financial foundation. Now, although he's not wealthy, he does own his home outright and he has no personal debt. And he's been saving and investing since his early 20s. This has been a priority for him, especially since his parents went through a nasty divorce that ruined both of them financially. Now, about a month ago, while they were discussing wedding costs, he brought up a prenup. Not in a cold or controlling way, he just wanted to protect the life that he worked so hard to build. He was upfront with her that he would still be fair and she wouldn't be left out with nothing, and he was expecting to have an adult conversation. But instead, she got immediately defensive. She said things like, "Oh, so you're already planning for a divorce? And I thought we trusted each other." He tried to explain to her that it wasn't about trust. It was about transparency and mutual protection. But she shut it down completely. That's when the red flags started popping up. She became evasive every time money came up. And he started to notice weird things like credit card offers in the mail, a few missed payments on shared expenses that she said she would cover, and lots of, "Oh, I'll handle it later." So he asked her directly if she has debt. She admitted to it. $92,000 in credit card debt. Not student loans, not a mortgage, credit cards. She said it's accumulated over the years from unexpected expenses and a few dumb splurges, but she never told him about any of it until he forced the issue. He was stunned. They were about to merge their lives. This woman was about to legally become his spouse, and she didn't think that he deserved to know that she was 6 figures in debt. He told her that this made the prenup a non-negotiable for him. He needed to protect himself, not just emotionally, but financially. He told her that he was still willing to move forward, but not with something in writing that would protect his premarital assets. She lost it, called him selfish, said that he was turning love into a business deal. She said that his house and money should be hers too, if they're truly a team. Since then, she's refused to talk to him about a prenup, and they're barely even speaking. Even her mother called him and accused him of humiliating her daughter and for being materialistic. All he wants is to not be liable for debt he didn't create and to make sure that the life he created before this is protected. So now he's really reconsidering this whole wedding, not because she has debt, but because she hid it and then refused to take responsibility and is now treating him like the bad guy just for trying to protect himself. He's almost certain that she can pay off her debts since she is a partner in her friend's business, but she just refuses to. So now he's wondering, is he the AH for thinking about walking away?
Here, the problem doesn't even start with the prenup. It starts with the lie. $92,000 in hidden credit card debt, followed by, if we're a team, it's yours too. Easy to talk about teamwork when the negative score is only on your side. He didn't say, I'll leave you with nothing. He said, I won't pay for what I didn't create. Adults understand that. Children throw tantrums. Calling him selfish for refusing to take on someone else's debt is classic emotional manipulation. Marriage without financial transparency is a fraudulent contract with a ring on it.